Your Goliath use gene smithing. You use tactic smithing. Hello and welcome to Necromundown, starting with tactics cards for the gangs, which many of you have been asking for.
Yeah.
So we've gotten through all the general tactics that anybody can use, asterisks within their specific zone, Mortalis or Ash Wastes. And now let's get to the ones that are for the specific gangs. So these can be considered companion pieces to the gang rundowns that we've already done. Check them out. And just like them, we're going to start with the biggest, beefiest, pump you up boys, which is our Goliath friends. So Goliath, just a reminder, slow, strength and toughness 4, short range weapons, good combat.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Again, check out our deep dive on the faction if you want to see everything about that faction, but just keep that in mind. Just a reminder of how we do tactics cards. Tactics cards per the games has 3 different ways you can do it. We discussed that in our first video on tactics cards. The way we prefer to do it in our campaigns is you build a deck of 18. Whenever it tells you to, for example, have 2 tactics cards, you randomly draw 3 and pick 2. Other people might do it like, just draw 3. Some people do pick them. Your methodology of choosing tactics may influence your personal tier lists.
Right.
And for tier lists, we try and think about them in general scenarios. So you'll often find that things that are very, very specifically good end up in the middle of the pack. And without further ado, let's start with anything's a weapon.
One of your fighters can spend an action to play this card. That's new.
That's new phrasing.
It's new phrasing. It's spend an action. Tuck this card under the fighter's card. While it is there, the fighter's unarmed attacks get +1 strength and AP -1.
So this is...
I could see this being useful on someone with like a bolter, because it gives them like another option if they need to charge something. But
Strength 5 AP 1 damage is a decent punch.
it is.
In fact, that's a pretty good melee weapon.
Yeah, it's not bad. If this didn't take an action, it would be significantly better.
Yes.
But taking up one of your actions, aka you can't charge.
And the phrase tuck this card under the fighter's card.
Yeah, so
I never use fighter cards. Everything I do is digital.
Yeah. So we should note that a lot of this stuff comes from everywhere in the world of New Necromunda. And New Necromunda as in since it got rebooted, not in the 90s.
You're right.
These first 8 are from before the House of books.
Right.
So that is probably why it has some weird sayings to it.
Yes.
So it's kind of similar to the +1 weapon skill, -1 ballistic skill cards that you can get kind of thing.
Yeah. So we're doing all of them because, again, like we talked about in our first tactics video, where you draw the line on what is and is not kosher is kind of up to you and your gaming group. Your arbitrator needs to know what they're expecting from tactics cards. So anything is a weapon. So what this basically just means is for the duration of the game.
Yes, the duration of it.
Because there's no ability to remove tactics cards.
It doesn't come off. Like you can't roll a 1 on a d6 and it drops off.
It does take an action, but you can do that turn 1 when you're...
Yeah.
I think this is B.
I was also going to say B.
Strength 5, AP 1 damage is a decent attack. Or you could bump your your wimpy guys up to strength 4.
Yeah. You could attempt to combo this with the skill that buffs your unarmed attack.
Yeah, you could.
But I don't know if I would rely on that.
Next up, Blade Breaker. Play this card when one of your fighters is hit but not wounded by a close combat weapon that does not have the power trait. So this only happens when they fail the wound roll.
Yes.
Because it doesn't say before you're wounded, it means not wounded. All right. The close combat weapon, pick one if the fighter was hit but not wounded by more than 1. So if they have multiple weapons
and they hit with one, hit with both and wound with neither, you can pick one.
Is broken and cannot be used for the rest of the battle.
Okay, that's actually really strong.
Yes, it is. That's an old one. Like, again, some of these older ones, you're going to see some jank that has been patched out.
Yeah.
So this is going up into A tier because
Yeah,
they have to do is roll a 1 on their power fist, and their power fist. Wait, no power. Sorry, on their thunder hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really strong.
I'm sorry. This is I'm going A tier.
Yeah. I like A. It's not busted because a lot of things have to go right.
Yes.
But when it goes right, it's
right. This is just a callback that maybe nobody else remembers, but the blade armor for the Batarians in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, you would get hit and it would bounce back. That's what that makes me think of.
I have never played Mass Effect 3. I played 1 and 2, but not 3.
It was fine. You can't play the multiplayer anymore. Actually, you still can. People play
Really?
it. Yeah. Anyway. Ceramite Skin.
Play this card when a fighter is hit by an attack with the Blaze trait. The fighter is not pinned and the attack causes no damage. It does not say you're not caught on fire.
I'm pretty sure that's because Blaze used to prerequisite that you had to actually take damage.
I don't know that that's true.
I say this is C because this is very, very niche, but it does have the ability to completely shut down a Blaze attack.
That's true.
It just, no.
Not pinned is really good on auto-hitting weapons.
Yes,
so,
that's why I put this in C.
especially in Goliath. When you're just like run up to them and they're like, Blaze, and you're like...
Yeah. As an arbitrator, I would rule you also don't get caught on fire, personally. Otherwise, this goes down to D. Because, like, getting caught on fire is, like, the worst part of actually getting hit. Ironhide.
When one of your fighters is wounded by an attack that causes more than 1 damage, the attack only causes 1 damage. In addition, if the fighter is pinned after the attack has been resolved, they return to standing.
A.
Yeah, that's good. It has to cause more than 1 damage, but that's just plentiful in the late game.
Multi-damage is good, so people want it. Not getting pinned is good. You could use this on a champion who has 2 wounds to just not take 2 wounds and not even get, don't even get no injury roll. Or you could use it to vastly reduce the efficacy of an injury roll. This is A tier. Yeah, these old ones are good, man.
Yeah.
Knockout Blow. Play this card when a fighter makes close combat attacks before rolling to hit. Any wound rolls for this fighter's attacks are automatically successful. No dice roll is required.
S. Not close. S. Holy crap, no dice roll is required, guys.
You might not use these first few tactics in your campaign. This is the kind of thing, like, when we talk about why your arbitrator needs to know where you'll be able to get your tactics cards from. This is why. Because these are so much better than modern tactics.
That's crazy. I mean, to be fair, they have gotten a lot of stuff since then that makes them better even without these.
Bingo. That's it. That so much more power was stored in the tactics cards.
Yes. And now the tactics cards are like, ooh, do this little thing. And also you have gene smithing.
Right. Yeah, this is a pre-gene smithing world. And your arbitrator might very well arbitrate that, no, these are from before that. Mm-hmm. You can't use them. Talk with your arbitrator, make sure they know what the tactics are. Don't try and pull a fast one.
Yeah.
Unless your game, and people have to, and I keep saying this because people mention it in the comments, some of y'all play Cutthroat Necromunda, which is a very valid way to play Necromunda.
You can get super broken in this game.
And if you're looking for Cutthroat Necromunda, look at the old tactics cards, because there's some gold here.
Because if everyone has access to old tactics cards, then it seems like it's fair to me.
If everyone's super, no one is.
Exactly.
S for syndrome tier.
S for syndrome. Don't sue us. So yes, this is the fact that it's all the wound rolls from attacks that hit. Come on, guys. That could have said 1 and it still would have been.
You got your leader hitting on 2s.
Just like, I have 6 attacks hitting on 2s. You're dead.
Not done yet. Play when a fighter from your gang is taken out of action. Tuck this card under the fighter's card. They are not removed from play. If they were prone, they return to standing. They go out of action after they are next activated and take a turn, or when they suffer another unsaved wound, whichever comes first. So that last part, because this is something you actually see in several gangs, of like, oh, I get one last shot. This is a full other activation.
Yes.
Which is very powerful, but all you have to do is get an unsaved wound through, and they go down. So
they basically take it out on one activation, and then you have basically one activation with it, and if you don't go with it, it's probably dead. And your opponent, if your opponent is not in a position to capitalize on that, to deal more wounds, that might still be very good.
Right.
Even if you don't go with that next.
So, because it also depends on whether they were taken out before or after their turn.
Right.
If they were taken out after they already used their ready marker, then you have to wait an entire turn.
Yeah, and then it makes it even more difficult because then you got to win the initiative roll.
Right. So I say this is B.
Yes,
it's very powerful.
But there is a downside. Next up, we have Second Wind. Play instead of activating a fighter, down 1 level. Remove a flesh wound from any fighter's card.
Removing flesh wounds is very powerful.
Yes, very powerful, very rare, but
giving up activations is not good.
Yep.
But also giving up activations is not always bad.
Yes.
Sometimes you want to delay to make an opponent go first. Between those two things, I think this goes into B.
Really? I was going to say C.
You wanted to hedge your bet or hedge the middle, go low B?
Go low B.
Okay. Because
low B.
Especially on Goliath, where that first flesh wound is a very big break point.
That's true.
From
going down to a 3.
Right.
I got to think about what gang.
Yeah, you got to think about this. This is the first time we're thinking about what we have access to.
Yeah.
Which is why, Knockout Blow is so good. If Knockout Blow was on Van Sar,
it'd be like, okay, fine. You hit with your strike 3s.
All right. Steel Constitution. Play instead of activating a fire. Choose one of your fighters and tuck this card under their fighter card, blah, blah, blah. Until the end of this round, this fighter cannot be affected by weapons with the gas or toxin trait, and their strength and toughness are used at their full value, regardless of any modifiers, including flesh wounds. So that first half is, okay, versus Escher, you can mildly frustrate them for a turn.
Yeah.
You can also just spend 10 credits on a gas on a respirator.
Yeah, make it +2 all the time.
That second part, though, oh, you have 2 flesh wounds, so I'm at toughness 2. Not for this round.
Yeah, that is not bad.
High C?
Yeah, I was gonna say C. High C sounds fine.
Okay. Apprentice, my young apprentice. Play this gang tactic at the start of the battle. Don't forget, after both sides have deployed, but before the first round, choose a friendly. Buckle in, folks. This is a long one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap real quick.
Choose a friendly Goliath champion and a friendly Goliath juvie or prospect. Until the end of the battle, the champion gains the Overseer skill. So remember, the Overseer is the one that lets you order people around. Basically, give up your activation to give them one. However, this skill can only be used to activate the chosen juvie or prospect. If the chosen champion already has the Overseer skill, the order double action becomes an order basic action when used to activate the chosen juvie or prospect. Alternatively,
yeah, this is a whole nother paragraph.
Until the end of the battle, that champion may gain the Mentor skill. Mentor is if you're in range. When you get experience, you get more experience. However, the skill can only be used when the chosen juvie or prospect gains an experience point. If the chosen champion already has a skill, they can use the Mentor skill for any fighter as normal, but automatically pass any leadership checks made for the nominated juvie or prospect. So, Overseer. Incredibly powerful.
Yes, one of the best skills in the game.
We've often said we don't even like using it.
Yeah. They did nerf it with the new core rules.
Yes.
Because it used to just be automatic and now it requires leadership test.
Right, but your champions in Goliath don't have great leadership. And this is only champions, not leader.
That's true. You can't put it on your leader.
Right. They have fine leadership, though. So, giving the Mentor skill... Here's the problem. Why would you ever give up your champion's actions to make a juvie or a prospect do something?
Yeah, that's kind of not great.
And for the second part, which sounds really good, of making Overseer a single action, because then you would still get one, why would you even sacrifice a champion's one action is probably worth more?
Yes.
Also, that means giving champion Overseer in the first place.
Yes.
I think this is bad.
I don't know if champions can get Overseer as a primary skill, or if they have to take it as a secondary. If it is a secondary, this is F.
I think this is D tier, and I think actually you're only ever going to use it for the Mentor skill.
Extra experience is great.
But I don't think it's worth a slot.
No, I don't think it's worth a slot.
And
getting it randomly.
Yeah, I don't think this is good.
It's bad.
It's borderline F.
Hey, guess what? That was the first one from the House of Chains book.
Huh! Yeah, I could have guessed.
Yeah. It was 4 paragraphs long and bad. Up next is Boost Up. Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly House Goliath fighter. The fighter can perform a boost double action. : Choose a single standing and active friendly fighter that is within 2 inches. That fighter may immediately be moved up to 6 inches vertically and 1 inch horizontally.
So it's literally the
So yeah, you're
which is this is the definition of C tier because it's so specifically powerful,
but so good in that situation.
Because imagine like your opponent is on like that 5-inch tall Sector Mechanicus terrain, and it's like a Van Sar sniper, and you're down there, and the ladder's all the way over there, and they're like, haha, and you're just like, yoink,
and you're just standing next to them.
Yeah, this is the definition of C tier.
Within 2. Oh my god, you can. So it doesn't say specifically, but you can use this in a group activation.
Yes.
To go like, I'm gonna activate with this guy, he's gonna boost him up, and then this guy's gonna charge.
It also doesn't. Yeah, it also doesn't say you can't do it right into combat technically.
True.
But you don't really need to. You just do it right next to them.
Yeah, that's actually really good, but
it's so situational.
So situational. Just like literally useless in
Zone Mortalis.
Basically useless on Ash Wastes, but so
actually
good.
Ash Waste, if you're using those tall things.
I don't know if they're 6 inches. They might be taller than that.
Yeah, but you could still leap someone up onto the gangplanks.
That's true.
And get them. Yeah.
Yeah, get them someplace they wouldn't normally be.
Uh,
Movement wins games.
Yeah.
Next up is Crunch Time.
Captain Crunch.
Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round after the roll for priority, but before ready fighters.
Okay.
Very specific. Until the end phase of this round, all unarmed attacks made by friendly fighters gain +1 strength and the pulverize trait.
So this is kind of the updated version of anything is a weapon.
Yeah, was it the very first one?
Yeah. This is kind of the updated version of that. However, it affects all your guys.
All your guys for 1 round instead of a game.
You don't get AP, but you do get pulverize, which is it's better if you get damage through.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: as Goliath, you're very rarely gonna be unarmed.
That and the strength 4 to 5 is not a very
that
good
was my
point.
next thing. No, this is great into the mirror match or if you're punching squats.
Yeah. Otherwise,
which we all love doing. But I say
so like punchable height.
Yeah, this is right there.
Yeah.
I say C tier.
Yeah, C tier.
Fireborn. Play this gang tactic at the start of the battle after both sides have deployed, but before the first round. Don't forget. Choose up to 3 House Goliath fighters in your starting crew. Until the end of this battle, the chosen fighters become immune to both Blaze and Rad Phage. So Rad Phage is particularly nasty against Goliath because it lowers your breakpoint.
Yep.
Pretty badly. Blaze is always good to be immune to.
Yeah, so this is highly specific. Well, Rad Phage is basically just
yeah. Rad Phage is highly specific. If this was only Rad Phage, I'd say F tier.
Yeah. Blaze is better.
Blaze is a great way to deal with Goliath.
It's true.
I say this goes middle C tier again because it's good but specific.
Yeah.
If you have an opponent in your campaign who's playing Khador, and or like if you have one Khador player in your campaign,
the end of the game. That's really good.
Right. Yeah. It's just immunity for the whole game.
Yeah.
If you have one Khador opponent in your campaign, maybe not worth taking. But if you have a Khador opponent, more than one Khador opponent, or multiple people stacking flamethrowers, or that you're having problems with, I'd say this goes up.
Like Delot can do it.
Yeah.
Khador can do it. I've seen some with like what are they called?
Hand flamers
on Orlok. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have multiples, I would probably cycle it in. But like starting from 0, it's probably not. Next up is genetically gifted. Why, thank you. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step of the pre-battle sequence before any fighters have been deployed. Choose a House Goliath fighter in your starting crew. Until the end of this battle, that fighter gains 1 additional genetic upgrade of your choice. This must be from the same category as that fighter's chosen subtype, Vatborn, Natborn, Unborn, and does not affect their credit costs.
Very good.
Very strong. Being able to customize. Normally, you can't change those in the campaign.
No. Once you've come out the vat, you come out the vat.
Yeah. So this guy's like, I'm just gonna get this random upgrade.
Steroid.
Yeah.
Chunk. I'm just picturing like a comically large needle. Like it's this big. Is this A or is this S?
Some
of those are really good.
That's true.
I say high A.
Yeah, high A. It's not busted.
It's not busted, but it's really good.
It's really good.
If you can pick tactics cards, if you're playing campaigns where you pick tactics cards, this is S.
Yeah. This is one of the ones that I'm glad we don't pick tactics cards because it would be in every single game.
Yes.
Does that make it S? Just like The fact that it just would be.
Yeah, this is an auto take. If you can take it, this is an auto take.
Yeah, it's an S. It's low S.
For the love of all that is holy, know what you want to pick beforehand.
Oh yeah,
do not leaf through your book. Do not be that guy.
Yeah.
Look, if you have this in your deck, know what you want ahead of time.
Yeah.
I know there's the temptation to like, oh, look at what your opponent's doing,
Mm-hmm.
and like
keep that in mind, but don't.
Yeah, just be fast. Be fast.
Next up is get 'em. Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round, after the roll for priority, but before the ready fighters. Until the end phase of this round, all friendly House Goliath fighters activated as a part of a group activation add +2 to their movement characteristic during their activation.
S or A? So
you have to do it to a group activate, so you are going to be out activated.
yes,
But
which you probably already were as Goliath anyway, which
True.
can be a problem. But your Goliath are slow.
yeah, Goliath are slow.
4
as
inches.
Mud.
This is a great way to get, like, if you have 2 champions and a leader,
Mhm.
you could conceivably get everybody in your entire gang moving an extra 2 inches, which can be huge.
Well, it's an extra 2 inches per movement. So if you're double moving, it's +4.
Which this is, you use this turn 1.
Yeah.
You use this turn 1 to get into position, to mess with opponents, to get up the board faster when your opponent thought they were safe from that angry roid rager. I say this is S.
Yeah, that's really good.
Also, being out activated on turn 1 is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Usually.
So you can use it later in the game as well.
I would be very wary of that because of the out activations.
Yes. But you can use it to group activate and get a surprise 2 extra inches out of a player. Out of a charge, out of a like double move onto an objective or get off the board or whatever.
It's just 2 inches to your movement, so that does affect charges.
Yeah, it does.
That's S.
That's
That's
really
S,
good.
baby. That is right up there.
And you get to say, get him!
Yeah. Get him. Hammer blow. Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round after the roll for priority, but before ready fighters. Until the end phase of this round, all friendly House Goliath fighters, weapons with the melee trait gain the knockback trait.
So the only use I see for this for knockback, so generally melee weapons with knockback are there to get you out of melee.
Yes.
The only other thing is you can knock someone into a wall for +1 damage.
Yep.
Or like off a ledge.
And do remember that if you knock someone back, you can choose to follow up.
Yes, you can.
And you can use that to force people out of positions. You can force people out of group auras. You can force people off of ledges.
Off of ledges, yes.
This is not amazing. It's not bad. I think it's C.
Yeah, I would say C.
It's not D.
It's not D. It's not D.
No, it's too good to be D. Forced movement can be, like, knockback can be really annoying.
Yes, it's very, very good in this situation. It is very good.
Right.
But sometimes that just literally, it does nothing.
Yeah.
Keep hitting this.
And it only applies to melee. So, like, you have to kind of, to really get use out of it, you have to kind of set up on a turn when you can have multi-melees going on.
Yeah. Next up is improvised projectile. So I am imagining in the movie The Mummy, when Brendan Fraser picks up the
chair and throws it at Benny. Yeah. Just wings the chair at Benny. Yes. Yeah.
Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly House Goliath fighter. Choose one of the fighter's weapons with the melee trait. Until the end of this fighter's activation, that weapon gains both the long range characteristic 4 and the versatile trait. However, until the end phase of this round, the fighter cannot make a reaction attack with that weapon. That card's insane.
So you have a melee weapon.
It becomes versatile range 4,
which is really good.
which is insane. But at the end of the turn, until the end of the turn, you can't react attacks with it.
Right. So you probably don't want to use it on somebody who's going to charge you.
But again, so this
Remember, versatile lets you charge into versatile range.
Yes. So you can basically get 4 extra inches of charge out of this.
And they're probably not going to be able to clap you back unless it's the Escher Whip, and even that only has 3-inch versatile.
Yeah. This might be another S.
This is another S.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because
Goliath, please.
You put this on like some guy with a renderizer or something, and just I charge. I am only charging 4 plus D3 because I'm slow, so I'm charging an average of 6 inches. But I have an extra 4 inches of attack speed.
So when I first read this, I thought it was going to be like make 1 attack at X range.
Yes,
like
no,
you throw your weapon.
It just gives
you get all of your attacks at that range.
Which implies that he gets the weapon back.
Yeah. He doesn't have to go pick it up.
Or he has multiples.
Yeah, he has 4 renderizers. I think I did.
Yeah.
I gotta say, get him.
Named and shamed. the thing you're not supposed to do on the line. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step of the pre-battle sequence before any fighters have been deployed. Your gang may immediately recruit up to 2 Goliath Juvies. These fighters are recruited for free, but will leave the gang at the end of this battle. Each fighter is equipped with a maul and either a stim slug stash or a friend-zone collar. These fighters are not counted towards your maximum crew size or taken in addition to your starting crew. If you do not have the models available to represent these fighters, you may discard this card until another. The problem with this is the maul is bad.
The maul is one of the worst weapons in the game.
It's 2 damage, but it gives them +1 armor. However,
it's 2 free guys.
It's 2 free guys. 2 free pretty beefy guys. 2 free pretty beefy guys with friends on collars and stim slugs.
Or stim slugs. So
or stim slugs.
Friends on collars give you, I think it's 4 abilities.
Yes.
And you can group activate from across the board.
Right.
Which is ridiculous.
Stim slugs can give you extra speed.
It's extra speed, strength, and toughness.
Yes.
And remove a flesh wound, which is also ridiculous.
This is S.
I would say A. I wouldn't think this is an auto take, just because of the maul is so bad.
It is. You're really gonna want to use this to beat up on people who don't have good armors.
Yeah.
But you're not using them for that. You're using these guys as they go in front and get shot.
Yeah, and I think that's an A and not an S.
Okay, that's fair.
I think that's
fair.
an A, not an S.
This is a high A, low
high
S to
A.
me.
It's high A.
It's really good though, because 2 free bodies.
Yeah,
two free Goliath Juvies.
We talked about in the Goliath breakdown that the Juvies are basically just the gangers, but like only a little bit worse.
Yeah, you almost never take actual Juvies.
Gangers.
Or gangers, yeah.
Because the Juvies are like right there and way cheaper.
Oh yeah, the Juvies still have strength, hit 4 to hit, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, 4 weapon skill.
They have worse ballistic skill
that you'll never use. One last go. Play this gang tactic when one of your house Goliath fighters is taken out of action by an attack made with a ranged weapon. Before removing the fighter from the battlefield, they may immediately make a charge double action. After this action is resolved, the fighter immediately goes out of action as normal. Now, remember, the charge double action does include the fight.
Yes.
And this is where you can kind of see that a great argument for not using those initial 8 ones is that they've been kind of replaced by very similar ones in this batch. This is very good. It's better, it's not S.
Yeah,
because A, it's a consolation prize.
Yeah, you're still gonna lose your guy. You might kill the guy.
It has to be a guy who was gonna be in charge range. You can't charge if you're in melee, so you can't be a guy who.
Well, it's out of action by a ranged weapon.
Right.
So you have to shoot into melee to do that.
Right. Which you can do, but you can't charge out of a melee.
Right.
Because this doesn't override action priority. I think this is high B.
Yeah, B is probably right. There's a couple of stipulations, a couple of things that have to go right, and it's still a consolation prize for losing someone who's probably pretty good.
Right.
But it is a good consolation prize if you get it off.
Yeah, if your champion who was gonna charge somebody gets killed early, either to a freak thing or you messed up, being able to charge and punch someone directly in the face in revenge.
Yeah. I like the thought of like the end of one turn, you just run up to a guy. I do this all the time. It's probably not a good thing to do. I run up to a guy hoping to get the initiative.
Yeah, this is a great Mitchell card because
and then I lose it, and then the guy goes down. But not if I do that.
Oh, he still goes down.
I just get to kill a guy.
You get to do something in between.
Which is all he was going to do anyway. Next up is Stim Reserve. Play this gang tactic when activating a friendly fighter. Choose one friendly fighter that is currently on the battlefield. Until the end of this battle, that fighter's strength characteristic is increased by D3. However, until the end of the battle, that fighter's toughness characteristic is reduced by 1. Note that if this decrease in toughness reduces that fighter's toughness to 0, they will go out of action as normal. So, interestingly, it's play when activating any friendly fighter, and then you choose a friendly fighter.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be the one that you're activating, which is weird.
Which is really funny.
So increase your strength by D3, but toughness reduced by 1.
So you're going down to toughness 3.
Yeah. And your average going strength 6.
Which is a really good break point.
But toughness 3 is a really bad break point.
However, it is. I mean, this is offense over defense.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which I feel is very Goliath. Keep in mind, this also could apply to somebody that you boosted the toughness on.
That's true.
Or the strength on.
That's true.
Normally, I would almost never pay to increase Goliath's strength because it's only taking you to 5, which, as we discussed, is not. Although with the
depending on your weapon,
with the proliferation of squats,
true,
5 is a way better breakpoint than it used to be. I think this is A.
It's really good. I like it. It's still really weird that you can pick somebody that's not activating.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't do that.
I don't know why. I don't know why you would, but you could.
You stims.
No.
Just inflates.
This next one, Goliath, fighters cannot pronounce. Subconscious mnemonics. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step of the pre-battle sequence before any fighters have been deployed. Choose a friendly House Goliath leader or champion with 2 or more skills. For the remainder of this battle, that fighter may exchange one of their skills for another skill of the same skill set. Muscle can be exchanged for another muscle. The controlling player chooses which skill is replaced and which skill is replaced with. Okay. Changing your skills in the middle of at the beginning of the game is really good.
It is. As we discussed in our Goliath video, though, Goliath skill sets aren't that great.
That's true.
And most of them, you would just take the good ones instead of swapping them
Instead
out.
of swapping into a potentially good one?
Right.
That's
There weren't a lot of ones that were really specifically good. They were just kind of like, here's 2 good ones and 4 really bad ones.
Yeah, there's actually a gene smithing to be able to, basically every time you take a skill, you pick 2 and then you randomly determine which one you have. And that's also not that good.
No, we rated that one very lowly.
So
I say it's low C.
Low C?
Low C. I think you're never going to use this.
All right.
Remember, this is a comparative tier list.
That's true.
And is it anywhere as good as anything in B?
No, it's not.
Tempered in battle. Play this gang tactic when a friendly House Goliath fighter takes an enemy fighter out of action with a close combat attack or a coup de grace. For the remainder of the battle, the fighter that took the enemy fighter out of action gains Fearsome, which is good. It's one where you can't be charged with a willpower attack. In addition, for the remainder of that battle, this fighter gains +1 XP when they take an enemy fighter out of action with a close combat or a coup de grace. So that second part, I mean, if you have one guy who's just really tearing through the team, which often does happen in Necromunda.
Yeah.
But that happens less with close combat in Necromunda.
That's true. It's usually like a guy moves up with his plasma gun and goes bam bam, takes a guy out, then doesn't die, and then bam bam, takes another guy out.
Fearsome is good.
But you're charging a Goliath who wants to be in melee?
Right. So, but, that could have stop another Goliath from charging you.
True.
There are things with bad willpower.
I would...
Some beasts.
Yeah. I would say low B.
I was going to say high C, but I would go low B too, maybe. Yeah, we'll go low B.
Because it's never bad.
No.
Because just gaining fear... no, I think it's low. I think it's high C. I think you're right.
Yeah, I just think Fearsome's not great on a Goliath.
Yeah. Fearsome is fantastic on Vanzar.
Right.
Because they don't want to be charged.
Fearsome has its uses on Goliath against other Goliath or some beasts or some other things with bad willpower.
But it's more specific than that.
Right.
Next up is The Hand That Feeds You. Don't bite it. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step of the pre-battle sequence before any fighters have been deployed. The gang may recruit a house agent for this battle without needing to take a petition and without needing to pay a hiring fee. If they do so during the post-battle sequence, the gang gains no credits from the scenario rewards. If you do not have a model available to represent the house agent, you may discard this gang tactic and select another. Okay, so a free model.
It's not free, though.
At the cost of not getting anything from rewards.
Well, not for anything from scenario rewards. And there are lots of scenarios with no rewards.
Or very little.
Okay, so house agents. That includes named ones, some of whom have plasma guns.
Yes. So...
And it only takes scenario rewards.
True.
Most of which are not very good in modern Necromunda. In older Necromunda,
the scenario rewards were most of the money you got.
Right. And there's some ones in the core book of the vault thing or whatever, where it's stupid amounts of money, or the caravan protection. But you can just choose not to use it.
True.
Given that this can get you a free guy with a plasma gun,
yeah.
Free man with bolter.
free man with bolter.
I say B.
Yeah.
This one's it's low B or high C just because it depends entirely on what scenario you're playing and where your credits are.
That's actually, interestingly, if you lose, a lot of the scenarios don't give you rewards.
Mm-hmm.
So no credits from rewards. So there's no downside if you lose. That's actually I think B.
Okay.
Somewhere in B.
Yeah,
definitely
maybe middle B.
Middle B.
Yeah, because some of those house agents are way too expensive for bringing them ever.
Yeah.
We talked about Lady of Shungar.
Yeah.
Normally you only get house agents when you petition them, and normally they're really expensive if you don't really need them, and if you really need them, they're free or cheap. But they're still often too expensive. Free though? Free axe and hammer?
Free's a good price.
I take a free. And like he'll help you win games if you're behind.
Mm-hmm.
And just don't play it on the one scenario that gives you 3d 10 credits.
Yeah. You're like, oh no, I forgot my house agent at home. Now I gotta discard this card. Oh no, what am I gonna do? It's on me.
I don't remember.
Yes.
No, it's me because you did subconscious Johnny Mnemonic. They're only bullets. Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round, after the roll for priority, but before ready fighters. Until the end phase of this round, all friendly House Goliath fighters that are within 6 inches of and have line of sight to a friendly House Goliath leader or champion gain the nerves of steel.
S.
So Goliath fighters, that includes champions or leaders, right?
Yep.
Yeah, if it only included your gang fighters and Jubies, this would be maybe B. But Nerves of Steel is really good.
Giving Nerves of Steel on everybody in your list?
Now, you do have to be within 6 inches.
True.
I think this is only A for that reason.
It's also only for one round. So
right.
It's the setup turn, so yeah.
I think this is A.
It's really good.
Yeah,
they're only bullets. Like, what's the worst that could happen? You die? Come on.
Unleash the fear. The fear.
I'm Batman.
I was thinking Metal Gear Solid 3.
Fair.
Play this gang tactic when a friendly Goliath fighter performs the flex simple action, which is a thing you can do.
Is that a skill? Yeah, it's one of their.
Leave this in because
it's for the skill Unleash the Beast. Flexes all fighters, friend or foe, in base contact with this fighter must pass a strength test or be pushed D3 directly away, stopping only if they come in contact with another fighter in passable terrain. If there are multiple, then you get to choose the order in which they move.
Leave that in. Leave that in. So when I say all enemy fighters within 6 inches of and with a line of sight to the fighter performing the flex simple action must immediately make a cool check. If they fail, they become broken. You're never going to use flex. However, the reason we said you never use flex is because it's a very short range. You have to be in melee contact.
Yes.
This is a 6-inch cool check broken bomb.
True. This gets better if you can pick.
What do you mean?
If you can pick your tactics rather than getting them randomly?
Because it's only good against people with bad cool, but there are some.
And also if you have the guy with flex on the board.
Yes.
And also you took flex.
That's the problem is this card is the only reason I would ever take flex.
Yeah. And if you don't get the card, flex isn't worth it. And if you don't take flex, this card doesn't.
And flex is a skill.
Flex is
which means it's taking a spot. Yes. Or sorry, flex is part of a skill. Unleash the Beast. This is F. You're never taking this.
I love that you tried to talk yourself into rating it higher.
I try to give things the benefit of the doubt.
You're like, well, no, it's
no. This is F. This is. Do you disagree?
No.
Okay. This is our first F.
It was D at best.
It was D before that, but then I realized that you had to take the skill to flex.
Yeah.
Which is you shouldn't have to as Goliath. Like you should always just be able to do this.
I love the thought of like doing that causes an aura of fear around you.
I mean,
he's so buff. Okay. Next up is Vat Twin. Play this gang tactic at the start of the battle after both sides have been deployed, but before the first round. Choose 2 House Goliath fighters in your starting crew to be Vat Twins. If during the battle one of these fighters is taken out of action, the other one removes any flesh wounds it has and gains Berserker, Nerves of Steel, and Unstoppable for the rest of the battle. If both fighters are targeted by the same attack, fully resolve the attack against both before applying this gang tactic. Both fighters may go out of action before this card takes effect.
So, the problem with this one is it only works if one of your guys dies.
Yes. So it's a what do we call it?
Consolation
prize.
However, you could pick a juvie, which you're never buying a juvie. So you could pick a ganger.
No, the other way.
Oh, right. Sorry. You could pick a juvie and your leader.
Yeah. And give your leader three skills.
Yeah, yeet your juvie at the opposing line.
Yeah.
You're still giving up a guy, though, and the problem is as Goliath, that's really not something you can afford to do.
Remove all flesh wounds means you've been in combat, and if not, that doesn't do anything. Berserker is +1 attack on the charge. Nerves of Steel is really strong.
And Unstoppable is really strong.
Unstoppable is really strong.
Like, those are very good skills, but I say this goes C.
I was going to say low B.
It's just a combination of Constellation Prize that require that nothing happens.
Also, you play this at the start of the game, so your opponent knows that it's there.
That's my other thing. Yeah. It's like, okay, so if I kill that juvie,
this guy gets turbocharged.
Which, you can kind of enforce them not doing.
Yeah.
High C, low B. Again, I'm looking at B tier. I wouldn't take this over B.
Would you take it over Tempered in Battle? Yeah, I don't remember what that is either.
Yes, I would take it over Tempered Battle. Now, Tempered Battle doesn't need to be high C, but
that's true. I think it is always good. Either stopping your opponent from trying to kill something because they know that doing that will have consequences.
That's fair. That's a way to think of it.
Or they kill it and then your guy gets super strong. The thing that I find funny about this is it's a vat twin, aka they were born from the same vat, but they only get it in this game. They never have it again. They haven't had it before this. And you can pick different people each time.
They forgot.
They're
Goliath.
That's true.
They're Goliath. They forgot.
They have the same birthmark, and they're like, oh!
Yeah, every time you play this tactic, it's them remembering, bro! Brother!
Yeah. Next up is Walking Fortress. Play this gang tactic when activating any friendly fighter. Place a furnace barricade within 1 inch of the fighter. The fighter's activation then ends.
Not worth an activation.
Nope.
Very rarely worth an activation.
This isn't even instead of activating someone. It is you activate them and get nothing out of them.
I mean, that's the problem is you could just move.
Yeah.
F.
That one's real.
It's not as bad as Unleash the Fear.
That's true. I don't know what a furnace barricade is.
It's just a barricade. It's just it's a thing they can take.
It's bad.
It gives you cover. If this didn't replace your activation, I would say C.
Yeah.
Because there are times when you're like, oh crap, I'm out in the open, especially as Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh crap, I'm out in the open. I've been moved. I've been knocked aside. I fail a charge. Shield me.
Yeah.
If that was the case, sure. But if you have the ability to take an action,
and you lose 2 actions
for Furnace Barricade, which is not that great.
No.
Yeah. Brutal Charge. Play this card when one of your fighters makes a charge action. So for the duration of this action, the fighter's movement characteristic is increased by 2 inches, and their attack characteristic is increased by 1. In addition, all attacks they make gain the knockback trait. This is an S. You will always take this card in your deck because you want to be doing this.
Wait, are you telling me that Goliath wants to charge?
ABCs. Goliath don't know the alphabet, but they know their ABCs.
Yeah, they
always be charging.
They only know the first 3 letters.
Yeah, always be charging. No, they know S for steroids as well.
Yeah, +2. So we were talking about earlier about the surprise +2 movement. So sorry, what's the stipulation on activating that again? When you charge.
Yeah.
So it's a trap card.
Yeah.
You're just like +2 move you didn't expect and +1 attack.
And when I do get there, you're in trouble.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Okay.
Next up is Inhuman Resilience. Play this card instead of activating a fighter on your turn. Each of your pinned fighters immediately stands up and then makes a recovery roll for each injured fighter in your gang. Treat out of action results as seriously injured. Okay.
So, So
basically everybody, instead of activating a fighter, everybody gets a free recovery
So this
roll.
is the Chumbawamba card.
Yes.
They get knocked down, but they get up
They
again.
get up again.
And you're never going to keep them down because, every person who's just pinned gets up.
Yes.
Everybody who is seriously injured gets to make another check, and if they go out of action, they just do seriously injured. Now, seriously injured, this is a weird interaction.
Yep.
Because seriously injured nowadays, if you roll seriously injured, you take a flesh wound.
Yes. So it does make you, it has a chance to make you weaker, where before it didn't.
Right.
So that is an interesting change to this card.
It has been slightly nerfed because of that. Because
I still think it's really good.
I still think it's very good. More for the first part.
Yeah, everybody stands up in your gang.
But even that second part, if you have multiple people seriously injured or just one guy, like if he's gonna bleed out, he's gonna bleed out anyway.
Sure.
But he could get up, or he won't get up because he'll be pinned. And the pinned part happens before, so you don't get to okay, I'm no longer seriously injured, and I get up.
Yeah.
But if they haven't gone yet in their turn,
Mm-hmm.
they could get up. A?
Yeah, I think A. That's really good. It also doesn't say that you can't be, what is it called? Helped.
Right.
So you can still get the
No,
two...
you make a check.
Yeah.
So you make the check with all the normal rules.
So you could even either get seriously injured or recover with no flesh wound.
Yes.
So yeah, I like that one.
Stim Surge. That's the Tau vehicle, right?
Yes.
Play this card when activating a fighter. Tuck this card under the fighter's card. Is this an old one again?
Yeah, we are down to the I think the War Comics. No. We are at the previous Underhive book.
Tuck this card under the fighter's card. While it is there, the fighter's move, strength, and toughness are each increased by 1. In each end phase, roll a d6. On a 1, the card is discarded, and an injury roll is made for the fighter, using a damage of 2. On a 2, the card is discarded. On a 3, the fighter suffers a flesh wound, but the card remains in play. So, you're going to buff yourself up, because strength, move, and toughness, all very good, but you are on a ticking clock.
Yes.
Because injury rolls, yeah, so...
Yeah, roll an injury roll, that's just a 1/6 chance to die.
Yep. Well, it's a 1/6 chance to roll the injury roll, and then a 1/6 chance to die on the injury roll. But you could also just drop like a rock.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, 2 injury rolls, because it's damage 2.
Oh, yeah, it's damage 2. So I like that this is a d6, and it's only, like, super bad on a 1 or a 2.
Yep.
So you have a 50% chance for nothing bad to happen?
Well, no, because you still get a flesh wound, but the card remains
on
in play.
a 3. Not a 3+, on a 3.
Oh, it doesn't say, yeah.
So on a 4, 5, or 6, nothing happens.
So the weird part is it doesn't say that.
Correct. But it's roll a d6, not... I thought it was a d3 the first time I read it. So...
Yeah, this is a messy card.
As written, a 4, 5, or 6, nothing happens. It just stays in play.
As written, I say this is A or maybe B.
Yeah, I would think...
Strength, toughness, and movement. The movement's the big one, honestly.
It's a baby stem slug stash. Because
Right.
those are the things that they increase, and they also have a chance to deal you some damage. Yeah, I think B.
I say A.
A?
Yeah. Unstoppable Behemoth. Play this card after an attack is made against one of your fighters before the injury roll, if any is made. So we've got to... Well, I guess you usually get to make the injury roll, right? So...
Yeah.
So stop your opponent if you're going to play this card. The attack has no further effect. No injury roll is made. In addition, if your fighter is pinned, they immediately stand up. That's very good.
That's very good.
Oh, you hit me with 18 damage? No injury roll. And I'm just...
Yeah. One of your fighters... Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Probably...
Now, keep in mind, attacks are made one at a time if melee. So if your opponent has other melee attacks, they get to keep hitting you.
Yeah, so this is specifically very good against ranged because
Right.
you get to stand up, aka you were pinned by that attack. So...
A?
Yeah, I think A.
Somewhere in the middle pack, A. All right. 2 more!
The last 2, this one is a Warcom exclusive.
Woohoo!
Stim Overload. Play this card when activating a fighter. This fighter counts a charge double action as a basic action this turn. Extremely good.
So that means you could move and then charge.
Yes.
That alone...
Or stand up and then charge.
This is...
It's real good.
You're always going to take this.
Yeah.
This is S. You're always going to take this.
Pure ranged Goliath, it's insane. It's always take.
Knock, knock. Play this gang tactic instead of activating a fighter. Choose a door within 2 inches of a friendly fighter. Remove that door from the battlefield. Okay.
It doesn't open the door.
The door
dies.
The door is gone. So, obviously, this one is only within Zone Mortalis.
Yes. This was with the previous Zone Mortalis. I wrote that down.
Yes.
The previous Zone Mortalis rule set.
Goliath don't like making intelligence checks.
Even strength tests are like, I don't want to have to.
Yeah.
Why?
This is C because it is niche, but incredibly good within that niche because like your opponent could be relying on doors. This counters all that stuff about locking doors that we did from the previous Zone Mortalis episode. Doesn't matter.
Yep. I don't care if that door's locked. It's dead. This is the classic D&D. How do you open the door? I punch the door.
Yeah. This is that the scene where SpongeBob just like goes through the door. I'm mid-C.
Mid-C.
And that's it.
That's it.
So top heavy.
Yeah.
Now,
extremely actually.
A big chunk of these are ones from older books.
True.
And those are better than newer books.
I think every one of them is in A through S through B.
One of them wasn't, I think.
One in C.
With that in mind, make sure your arbitrator, whether you're playing like group hug Necromunda,
yeah,
where everybody is having a great time,
baby's first Necromunda, like we do.
Even if you're playing cutthroat Necromunda, I mean, if your arbitrator says gloves off, go gloves off. But make sure your group knows where you have access stuff to, right? Like
exactly.
the game field needs to be, I'm not going to say even because that's not Necromunda, but like we all have the internet. Everybody has access to the same information, right? This is not Magic where the fact that I bought these tactics cards 20 years ago means I get to use them and you don't. And
that I don't like.
Right. But so if you removed that, this is a little more balanced. Like most stuff is in C or B.
Yeah.
But even then, there were some really good tactics in A.
So, I mean, I'm surprised we got 6 S's? That's insane.
And that's one of the reasons why we advocate for the random thing, to really kind of change it up. Because otherwise, you are always going to pick.
Yeah, what are your other 12 cards doing?
Right.
You're never going to pick them.
Right. I was like, well, here's my 3 cards, and then the rest just go in the dump. So, yeah, obviously very strong. I'm interested to see if the rest of the factions have this level of...
I agree. Or is it just Goliath?
Yeah, or Goliath OP nerf now. I don't think anyone's ever accused Goliath of being OP. No. Can't wait till we get to Corpse Grinder cults.
Don't worry, they only have like 10 tactics.
They only need 10 tactics. Okay. And that's it for our tier list. So obviously we're going to keep plugging through these. As you've noticed, we are not doing the ones that are Goliath Ash Waste vehicles yet. We will do those separately.
Because it'd be a long video.
This is already an hour-long video before editing, so... We'll do that separately, and we'll do that with all the factions. Let us know below if we missed anything. Keep in mind that our order within the tiers is very nebulous.
Yeah.
I just kind of slide them
like
there.
We say hi, and we're like, yeah.
Yeah. But the tiers themselves, let us know what you think. Thank you all for your consideration. Don't worry, I'm regrowing my beard. If you're watching the other tactics videos, that's going to be out of order.
That's true.
Because the Kill Team video came out first, and then
we have 2 more.
And then Josh regrew a beard really quickly.
Yeah.
And then buzzed again for reasons unknown to anyone, including himself. If you want to talk to us, check us out below on our Discord. That's where we hang out mostly. We do have our other socials. I got to remember the password to our Blue Sky. And we will talk to you at our next tactics meeting.
Bye.